Hey guys, what's up? Dave Outdoorsman here again today. Today I'm going to do my rod and reel arsenal for 2015. There's quite a few more than in this video than the last rod and reel arsenal I made, which was either in 2014 or 2013. I have to go check on that. But we're going to get into this video. So the first rod I'm showing here is my jerkbait, lipless crankbait, squirrelbill crankbait rod. It's the Powell Inferno. I believe it's the, what is it? The 7-foot medium heavy glass rod. So yeah, this is a really sweet rod. On there I paired the Curado, the 5:5:1 gear ratio. I keep a really low gear ratio for jerk baits and crankbaits, lipless crankbaits, because it's not really necessary to have a high gear ratio. Having a high gear ratio actually may screw up how you want to fish something. Like if you're fishing a jerk bait, you really don't need a high gear ratio. So yeah, there's my first rod there. Alright guys, the second rod I have in my arsenal right here is my spinnerbait rod. This is one of my favorite rods. It's the Powell Max. It's a spinnerbait rod. This was exclusive to Tackle Warehouse. I don't know if you can get them anymore, maybe on eBay, but they do not have them out anymore. It's a 7-foot medium heavy action. Paired with that, I have the Lew's Speed Spool Tournament Pro. My favorite all-time reel for sure. I need to pick up more of these. I only have one of them. They are very a high budget reel, very expensive, so they are hard to get for me because of the price. I really like to use this for spinnerbaits. I can also use it for jigs if I want to as well, but I keep this with spinnerbaits and chatterbaits mainly. I'll throw probably like 12-pound Seaguar on there, maybe 13, 14 pounds, but right there, really nice rod, 7 foot. Then I got the Lew's Tournament Pro Speed Spool on there. I believe it's a 7:1 gear ratio. Let's see if I can find it on there. Oh yeah, it's a 6:4 gear ratio. That's what I like to have for my spinnerbaits. I like to slow roll them a little more. I don't need the fast ratio. The next rod I have, this is a cheaper, there's some dust on this one, I didn't really use it this much this year. This is a cheaper rod. This is also a glass rod, but this one I use for my spooks. It's the Powell Diesel glass rod. Very good for spooks, anything with a treble hook, so I can also throw all my jerkbait and stuff on there, but I use the Powell Inferno for that. With this Powell Diesel, I use this for spooks and topwater lures with treble hooks. The glass rod really helps keep those hook sets and ratios up higher. On there I have the Lew's Speed Spool, just the regular one in the 7:1 gear ratio. With my spooks, I need that high ratio, so when the fish takes it under the water, I can yank it up. Sometimes I'll throw bait on here, but most of the time I'll just throw some monofilament, like 12-pound monofilament on there. That's the Lew's Speed Spool and the Powell Diesel glass rod. The next rod we have here is the Powell Diesel regular rod. This is one of my favorite rods right now. This is my topwater rod for buzz baits and frogs. Sometimes I will throw jigs on here and like the deep in like laydowns and stuff if I need to get that in there, or murky water. This is a 7:2:1 medium heavy action. Really nice rod. Really stiff and good for getting good hook sets. On there I have the, I forgot what braid's on there, maybe Power Pro, and I just have a little buzz bait that I made myself actually. It actually is a really good buzz bait. I've caught plenty of fish on it, but there's that rod right there. The reel I have on there is the Shimano Curado, just a regular 200 G7 in a 7:1 gear ratio. For topwater, that's very necessary, especially with frogs, to have a high gear ratio, so when they take it under the mats or something, you can reel in all that slack super fast. Make sure you keep tension on there so you don't lose those fish. Another rod I have here is the Crank and Stick by Bass Pro. This is a 710 heavy, I believe. This is a fast action heavy. This is my deep cranking rod. This is one of my favorite setups, especially once this winter starts to hit. Even in the summer, deep cranking is a way to catch very big fish. This is one of my favorite techniques. If you're fishing a tournament, this is a technique you won't see many fishermen use, but this will, like every time you fish this, I have a 6XD on there, I believe is what that is. This will catch you big fish. I like to throw this on drop-offs, on rocks or something. You want to drop off from, like, let's say one lake I fished, there was a 1 foot down to like 60 feet. Those drop-offs are really key. Like I said, the Crank and Stick by Bass Pro, very nice rod. I recommend it a lot, and it's super cheap. So this is meant for deep cranking. The reel I have on there is also a very good reel for deep cranking, because you're going to need a reel that can reel in those heavy baits. And this is the Abu Garcia Ambassador. I like this reel a lot. It really is a nice reel. It casts them out really far. The ratio on it, I believe I got a very slow ratio. Yep, 5:3:1. Deep cranking, a low gear ratio is very necessary. And then on there, you'd expect you want heavy line, but you do want lighter 12-pound test line. That's what I use. Sometimes I'll move it up to 15, but most of the time I stick with 12-pound. Very awesome setup. I like this setup a lot. There it is right there. It looks pretty sick too. And it's got a cool little hump grip on it. Very comfortable. Alright guys, the next rod I have here is the Powell Inferno. This is this is the spinning version. This is what I use for drop shots or shaky heads. Very, very awesome. Sometimes I'll throw a weightless wacky rig on here too. And then one of my favorite reels of all time on here, the only spinning reel that I'll ever have, is the Shimano Stratic. This is not the Plus, the CI4. It's not the CI4 Plus. It's just the regular. Really, really nice. Powell Inferno, like I said, it's a sick rod. I believe this is in 7 foot. 6'10". Yeah, I like a little shorter of a rod for doing drop shots and stuff. Then the Shimano Stratic on there in like a 6:4 gear ratio or something like that. Let's see if I can see down there. I'm not exactly sure the ratio. Probably 6:4. Really, really nice reel. I recommend this to all of you. It's kind of more on the expensive side, but it is the best spinning reel I think I've ever used. I have that on the Powell Inferno. Really, really nice little setup right there. The last rod I have with the reel on here is another one of my favorite rods. It's the Gene Loomis GLX series, or GL2 series. Really, really sick rod. This is the jig version. This is what I use for jig and Texas rigs and worms and stuff. On there I have a jig. On this I have I believe this is in a 7 foot if I'm not mistaken. It says down here. It doesn't say. I think this is a 7 foot rod though. On here is my favorite. This is like this and the Lose Tournament Pro Speed Spool are my favorite reels. I have the Corrado Eye. The Corrado Eye is just an amazing, amazing reel. I have this in the 7:2 gear ratio. I use this for pitching and flipping and football head jigs as well. Swim jigs I'll throw on it sometimes too. Very nice rod. It's one of the cheaper Gene Loomis rods, but I'm telling you, it's a very good rod for the money. A lot of people have bad reviews on it. I'm not exactly sure why. Very, very sensitive rod in a good way. You can feel those hits very well. And then the Corrado Eye I recommend to everyone too. Very, very nice reel in the 7:2 gear ratio. So there's right there. With a jig on this rod, I'll mostly put like 15 pounds. Sometimes I'll put a little bit lighter Seagar on there. Seager, that's the all-time line I like to use. And then, what was I gonna say? Another lure that I like to throw on this this jig rod is the Speed Craw by Zoom. Very good on this rod as well. But yeah, there's another really nice setup. Now we're just gonna get into rods that don't have any reels on them. This is what I'd use for swim baits. I'm gonna start using this for swim baits as soon as May comes around, even earlier than that. But as soon as we're not having any ice right now, so I'm gonna probably hit the lake soon. Before we get ice, even if we get ice at all this year. I mean, this weather's been insane. But this is the Daiwa, the Team Daiwa rod right here. It's 7'6", heavy. It's actually a pretty sick looking rod. Very cheap. I recommend it to everyone. It's a cheaper rod, but very nice eyelets on it. Nothing's gonna break. I like this one a lot, and this is what I use for swim baits, big swim baits. The next one I have is one of my original rods that I've ever gotten. One of my first casting rods. It's the 13 Fishing Omen Black. This is a very nice rod, actually. I don't know why I don't use it more often. This is in the 7'1" medium heavy power. I use this for swim baits and spinner baits and stuff sometimes. I just don't use it as much because I have more upgraded rods for that. But really, actually, a good rod. It's a good rod. I like the mix of the cork and the regular. Whoa! Another rod I got here. This is actually another one of those rods that are cheap but very good. It is the Fenwick HMG right there. HMG. This is in the 7 foot medium heavy, I believe. 7 foot medium heavy, yeah. It's got the full grip on it. I like this rod a lot. Very nice grip, very nice rod, very sensitive. When I did use this, I used this for football head jigs. It's a little small of a rod, but I don't know, I just really like throwing football head jigs on there. Very cool looking rod, very cheap as well. I recommend it to everyone. And then the last rod I have here, I've never really used that much because it was ordered by my aunt in the wrong size. It's only like a 6 foot casting rod, so I don't use it this much. It is an awesome, awesome rod though. It is the Cabela, it's made by Cabela's. It's a Cabela's brand Mag Touch with a full carbon fiber grip on it. I like this rod a lot. It's just not ordered in the right size. If I were to use it, I'd use it for flukes or something, because when I hit flukes down and stuff, I like a smaller rod. So I may maybe end up using this year, just for flukes or something. But yeah, there's the last rod I have there. Before I end this video, I'm gonna just show you guys some stuff I use to keep my rod safe and reel safe. So let's get to that real quick. Here's a couple things I recommend for you guys getting for your rods and reels and baits, just to keep your rod safer, your reel safer from scratches and lures from hooking on. The first thing I have here is just like a rod glove right here is what they call it. This is a very nice thing. They come in all different sizes for different size rods, but I really recommend this. So when you're in the car on a road trip or something and you're carrying your rods, they don't get all tangled, the lines and stuff. That's helped me out a lot. Saves a lot of aggravation and stuff if your rods get tangled. Another thing, I recommend if you ever buy a reel from Tackle Warehouse, this is only $3 if you buy any reel. It's just like a Tackle Warehouse brand glove for your reels. Recommend this a lot if you want to save it from scratches. Me, I almost want to say I have OCD when it comes to that. I hate getting scratches on any of my fishing stuff, so I really like to keep everything protected really well. And then the last thing I discovered this year that I can't express this enough how much I recommend these. It's called a bait glove. You can get these on Tackle Warehouse for fairly cheap. These have like so much time and effort and aggravation. You put these over, for example, like let's say a big crankbait, a jerkbait, anything with treble hooks, a spook. You just put that around the rod and the thing. It keeps everything. This doesn't hook in, it won't have it hook in your seats or anything. So that keeps a lot of tangles out of there as well. So bait glove, I recommend 100%. Let's close out this video, guys. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video on my rod and reel arsenal for 2015. I'm going to try getting some more fishing videos out. I noticed I've lost subscribers after I started putting out hunting. That doesn't really affect me because, I mean, there's going to be hunting and fishing on this channel. If you guys want to unsubscribe, you can unsubscribe if you don't like hunting. But there still will be fishing on here. I just started hunting because I got the new gun for Christmas. But, I mean, that's just, it's going to be intertwined. It's going to be a switch off of a few things, I mean. So that's what this channel is. I mean, it's called The Aim Outdoorsman. So it's just all outdoor stuff, not just strictly fishing, but hunting as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed my rod and reel arsenal for 2015. Be sure to check out the one for 2016. There will be so many good things to come. I know this year I really didn't make any videos, guys. I'm so sorry for that. 2015 was my worst year for the Aim Outdoorsman. But I promise you guys, 2016 is going to be the best year for this channel. I'm going to have so many more videos out. Fishing, hunting, all that outdoors type stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And as always, I will catch you guys later in 2016.